thumbs up. And we are ready to go as Cal Poly gets ball first. You heard the starting lineups just a few moments ago from the great Terry Veal, and we'll highlight a few of the studs to keep an eye on as Andrew Robertson on the near side couldn't quite keep it in bounds, so a quick turnover hands it over to the Highlanders. 3-4-2 in the conference. Losses against UC San Diego and UC Santa Barbara in their last two matches. We're going to see a lot of playing from behind for UC Riverside. They love to feed it back to that strength of their team, the back line. Five juniors back there with Fremar Omerson from Iceland, Jacob Sauter from Yorba Linda, a junior center defender, Augustine Guerrero out of Stockton, Federico Ucar out of Uruguay, and Hermenio Padilla. Those slew of juniors will help anchor this Highlander defense up against a hungry front line for Cal Poly, led by the captain Emmanuel Perez, team leader with 4 goals. Finally able to get it out of their own zone and now moving right to left. Daniel Norman has been above and beyond, the freshman from Norway who tried to step in there for a moment. Played it forward to Boyle. And then Emmanuel Perez sends it right back. A couple number changes here today, if you may not be familiar with why Neil Boyle is wearing number 30. Just different jerseys, different numbers, so we'll make sure to keep you apprised of any changes there. Mainly just Boyle. Lieber in 44 as well. Kleinham is coming off the bench, number 45 instead of the usual 38. As this ball is played forward, and all of a sudden Drew Patterson finds himself by himself, and he's got to be offside for the early opportunity by Cal Poly. These two teams moving in opposite directions. They each had a pair of ties in the middle of October, and while UC Riverside lost their last two, Cal Poly won their last two at home against UC Davis in come-from-behind fashion last Sunday. And then a few days ago, last Saturday, the 2-0 win at Bakersfield when they needed it in a match where the winner took the 3 seed and was able to play Riverside, while Bakersfield gets stuck with a tough foe in UC Davis. See the leg of the sophomore from Santa Ana, Carlos Gonzalez, as both teams still trying to find their footing in this. We'll keep an eye on number 35 in white, Oscar Penate, team leader with 5 goals. He's racing down the left side, looking for a through ball from Leopoldo Hernandez, and it tails just a little long. Hernandez, the lone goal scorer at home against Cal Poly just about 2.5 weeks ago, October 20th, in a 1-1 draw. Hernandez scored the game-opening goal in the 11th minute before Andrew Forth from the back line came through and struck in the 15th for a 1-1 draw. Bit of a chilly night and a great crowd. Most of them here on our side of the field, so you can't quite see them on your screen. 63 degrees and dropping continuously here on this slow Wednesday night, as the through ball intended for Brendan Clark, a little strong. Tackle made at midfield, and the whistle blows. That one goes against backliner Fremar Omerson, a junior from Iceland. You ready to hear where he's from in Iceland? He's from Gardabyr. That AE combo represents kind of that sound. This tenacious looking through ball from the midline. Scooped up by Gonzalez, harmless. Looking for a counterattack. Who else but Jacob Glass, another standout freshman. Glass and Norman, the two freshmen, true freshmen on this team. Glass from Scotland, Norman from Norway, holding it down from Northern Europe. Nearly 5 minutes in. Both teams looking for their first shot. It's been a careful start from both teams' offenses as Connor Lieber tries to run down the flinging pass, and it's nearly caught by a fan here. You see it down on the bottom of your screen. Cal Poly in the Big West tournament, back-to-back years for the first time since 2013. Though they couldn't get out of that first round last year, they lost in penalty kicks. Or excuse me, they lost to Fullerton 2-0 there in that first round. I'm thinking back in that 2012-2013 stretch. No Fullerton here in the tournament this season. A surprising down year for the Titans as this cross doesn't go out until it finds the sideline, so it's a throw-in for Cal Poly. Although who can forget that Diego Alonso missed PK there early in that Fullerton match that some Cal Poly fans are still talking about here a year later. So the Mustangs hoping to take care of business here in regulation at home before traveling to Irvine. The winner goes down to UCI on Saturday night. Buys for Santa Barbara and Irvine, the 1s and 2 seeds. This is Omerson from the back. You see Riverside in the white jerseys, Cal Poly in the blacks. Souter plays it forward. This is Roberto Garcia. And a good flick forward by the captain defender, Josh Graham. Graham takes one off the noggin. Moving the other way, Norman. Lieber. One of 3 freshmen starting. Played forward, headed just wide by Perez. Emmanuel Perez, a golden opportunity into the box, unmarked. And a great chance here in the 7th minute. Look at Perez, he knows he missed a good one. 5'6" senior from Florida. Has been responsible for 1 game-winning goal this season. That one could have been an early dagger into the hearts of Highlander fans, but instead, still scoreless as Carlos Arce Hurtado holding it. 2nd in the conference in a flurry of stats, including save percentage and goals allowed average. Ooh, it's pulled down, and this is going to go against Graham, who got a nice hold of the senior Garcia. Our first set play of the night comes in the 8th minute for the visiting Riverside Highlanders. And a pair of white jerseys hover above the ball. Leopoldo Hernandez to the left side. And it's the southpaw Panate. Excuse me, that's Padilla instead. Padilla sends it deep. Flicks back post. Played into Omerson. And sent out for a corner kick. Corner kicks are something that may be tricky when you break down to weighing whether they're too important or not, because that 1-1 draw between UC Riverside and Cal Poly last month, UCR had 12 corner kicks to Cal Poly's 2. Yet each team mustered just 1 early goal. Goals 3 minutes apart in the first 20, and then all defense through 110. Oh, look at this whipping shot to Omerson, saved by Arce Hurtado. A chance early in the 43rd save of the season by CAH. Oh, look at this ball, played beautifully. The left foot of Augustin Guerrero couldn't find anything as 2 Cal Poly defenders dove in front. Beautiful flick in by Leopoldo Hernandez, and Riverside smelling blood here in the 9th. Deep throw in. That's headed down by Guerrero. Oh, an inability to clear early on from the Mustangs hurting them. Patterson, the forward, hounded in the corner, and it's a goal kick. Well earned by Drew Patterson, a redshirt freshman from New Jersey. It's been anything but boring through 10 minutes here, hasn't it? An open header from Perez, and then a point-blank header saved off the head of the Icelandic defender Omerson. Both goalies warming themselves up. Good ball down the left side to Garcia, and a sliding breakup by Graham. Another turnover in the attacking third. This time it's Forth who steps in. The other senior center mid, or center defender, I should say. Brady can't quite run it down, and he's got speed. Could have had a chance down the far sideline. And look at this, the last 6 minutes since that Emmanuel Perez chance, dominated by Riverside. We did see 12 shots on goal between these two teams a few weeks ago, and it's always nice when teams rematch within a month of each other here with so much more at stake. The last two matches, in fact, played in Riverside, dating back to 2019. The Highlanders won 1-0 2 years ago and 3 years ago here in San Luis Obispo. So Cal Poly trying to snap a skid. Last win against Riverside came in 2017, a 3-1 result for Sampson. Carlos Gonzalez, 4 saves, 1 goal allowed in that match, did not play in the season finale against UC San Diego. We didn't get an explanation on why. The other 2 goalkeepers for UC Riverside split that match, 45 minutes each. And it was a match they didn't need to win, as they sit here in the 6th seed, the final spot in the Big West tournament with 11 points, just 2 behind UC Davis. Disappointing year for the Aggies, who are projected to finish first alongside UC Santa Barbara after a Big West championship run in 2019, as a volley from about 28 yards out goes wide.
Shot by number 35, Oscar Pinate.
Chance comes up forward, but Perez gave up about 5 inches on that 50-50 ball, and when that happens, it's more of a 70-30 ball. Good flick. Perez smartly plays it back to someone who has been surging here since midway point of the season, and that's Andrew Robertson. Has seen himself earn a ton more minutes. Notable that Logan Thralls is ineligible to play here tonight. He hasn't played the last few matches. Same with Jackson Kessler. And a big missing link for the Highlanders is their second leading point getter, Yonik Pineda, who is suspended for this match because of a red card against UC San Diego. It's been an interesting run for the suspensions for the Highlanders, as their head coach was suspended for that San Diego match because of a previous instance against UC Santa Barbara when he got a red card. Nevertheless, scoreless here into the 14th minute, as both teams have had golden chances. Deep ball down the right side, and it's flicked out of bounds, turning it back over to Cal Poly. The midfield possession game dominated by the visitors through 15 minutes. But a huge save by Carlos Arce Hurtado in the 9th. The difference thus far, a speed through the midfield. Carlos Osorio gets taken down just outside the box, but referee Ian Anderson waves him off. Clark plays it off of the Mustang, so it stays as the Pompano Beach, Florida native, only about 20 minutes away from where I grew up down in South Florida. A little bit different weather than what we have here tonight. 62 degrees and dropping. As Graham drops to a knee, it's saved in, though, at the near side. Look at Garcia and Graham tangled like one of the soft pretzels we sell down below. And they are going to give the ball to Riverside. Luckily, Graham was able to clean it out of the goal line. So Clark will throw it in. 16th minute, scoreless here in this Big West quarterfinal bout. Physicality shown by Lieber. It's kept in, though. Tiptoeing the end line, Panate. We haven't said his name often. He's majestic. Look at Oscar Panate. Dispossessed, though, by Boyle, and then a tackle in the box goes against the Highlanders. Smooth stepping, the junior from Watts. Still goes back to that one chance for either team. Unmarked headers for both Perez and Omerson, while Emmanuel missed wide right. Omerson was on target, but saved by Arce Hurtado. Lieber tried to play it up to himself, but Clark will let it roll out of bounds. Try to keep tabs on the CSU Bakersfield UC Davis match. In fact, I think they started about an hour before us, so get a score for you in a moment as this through ball could not be run down. A missed opportunity on the far side for Ukar, who just starting the second half, and a lot of scoring over in Bakersfield. 2-1 Aggies on two late goals by UC Davis, 32nd minute and 37th minute, after an early goal by CSUB. So the winner there will go down to Santa Barbara on Saturday night, as Santa Barbara and UC Irvine tied atop the conference at 20 points each. They split their head-to-head matchup. You had to go all the way to the third tiebreak of goals for. Santa Barbara edged them, which gave them the technical championship regular season nod. Gonzalez boots this down the left side. Out of bounds, Cal Poly's ball. Cal Poly looking for that first NCAA tournament trip since 2015, where they were in an at-large bid, dropping the semifinal match to Fullerton, and then going to LA to lose to UCLA in the first round. Possession changes hands just past midfield as Perez hands it off to Boyle. Tell you what, it's certainly unique seeing Neil Boyle in a 30-something jersey instead of his normal 16. See if they decide to throw this the length or try to get it short to Boyle. Connor Lieber will be the thrower. They've had 3 different throw-ins in the last minute and make it 4 different throw-ins. But they are creeping closer and closer as we enter the 20th minute here in this first half. No subs thus far, as we've seen both of these teams go the distance. A flurry of Mustangs went all 110 minutes the last time these two teams played. Wisely playing it back. Now in from Robertson. The New Zealandite Jackson Brady looking for a curl around, and will have a corner kick instead. Mustang fans will take it. Their first corner kick of the match. They only had 2 corner kicks at Bakersfield. They've been out-cornered
Corner kick for the Mustangs.
in 2 of their last 3 pretty heavily. As Perez sneaking behind Gonzalez, the goalkeeper. And you see Neil Boyle, the senior from Washington. 5 assists to lead the way. Does he have a 6th in that black cleated right foot? Fans urging it on. Back post snagged by Gonzalez. Ooh, and then Carlos Gonzalez incidentally runs into Josh Graham. Graham is irate. And we've seen what the mouth of Josh Graham can get him into. And I think above all, Ian Anderson, the head judge, was just more mad that Graham was yelling than the fact that they ran into each other. Josh from Manchester. All of these seniors potentially playing in their last ever match here in Spanos. And should they lose, their last ever match as a college student. So a lot on the line for that back line of Graham in 4th. Brady as well. Boyle in the middle. Perez up front. 5 seniors amongst this starting 11 with those 4 freshmen. They had stopped the clock for that. So we're just waiting for a re-entry from our head official. I wonder what the referee's waiting for. There we go. 21 minutes in to this 90-minute match. We may play more. No ties here in the postseason. We would go into penalty kicks after a pair of overtime sessions. Quick throw in by Clark, nearly caught Robertson off guard, but the junior from San Jose spun in time. Back out to Osorio. And I mentioned UC Riverside as much as often is going to try to play it from back. Dispossessed by Robertson, but white ball. Such a tactical match we've had here tonight. Teams familiar with each other, playing just 17 days apart. Actually, just 14 days apart, but wasn't a math major. 23rd minute, 0-0. Each team with 1 shot on goal. Or in fact, Cal Poly's shot just tailed wide. Look at the zoom in from Jacob Souter, the center back. But it falls to Arce Hurtado harmlessly. Oh, that was a dangerous swinging boot by Carlos Arce Hurtado. Look at this, another midfield turnover. Sliding stop by Norman, but it directionally pushes it back to a Highlander. UC Riverside content to continue to play the possession game. Garcia flicks it forward, and this time Norman there hands it off to the sure-footed Boyle. Very consistent midfield play by Riverside. Sliding takeaway by Fourth, and then a foul in the midfield against Osorio. Just about 20 minutes until halftime. Will we still be scoreless? UC Irvine watching intently here on this Wednesday night, awaiting their Saturday foe. Patterson, haven't said his name much, the forward. Forces a throw in there in the corner. Redshirt freshman from Cranford, New Jersey. Scored in the 80th minute to seal the victory against Bakersfield on Saturday. Throwing in the corner. Doesn't quite get all the distance, but a dangerous backflip into the box. Oh, a chance there from Jacob Glass. One too many touches from the freshman. You might want to just take a swing with the left. Norman whips it in. Another dangerous backhead, but there to clean it up. Just in time for Jackson Brady to boot it out. The women of Cal Poly playing at Irvine tomorrow in the semifinals, as they were named co-champs, but by the tiebreakers couldn't quite grab that 1 seed to host the entirety of the tournament, the 4-team tournament. So a chance that both the men and the women of Cal Poly will be playing on Saturday and Sunday in Irvine. And we'll be on the call right here on GoPoly.com. Audio only there for that road match. We'll be making the trip down should everything go according to plan here for Cal Poly. This is Souter playing it up to Hernandez. This Highlander team plays very large. Hernandez at 6 foot, Garcia 6'1", Guerrero in the back line, and of course Omerson both 6'3". A little bit of a height advantage against some of these midfielders, and that's why we've seen the type of possession through 26 minutes. Good spin move by Perez, and he's fouled. Of course, Emmanuel Perez only 5'6", Norman 5'7", Robertson 5'9". Boyle 5'6" as well. Just got to try to get it up to Lieber and Patterson, the two trees at 6'3". If you're just joining us, it hasn't been boring. First 10 minutes, saw a flurry of chances. An open header missed by Perez as he dove and missed wide right. And then a perfect ball into Omerson as his through ball unintended, as a tackle in the midfield saw Garcia take a tumble. But Omerson had a header saved, and then Garcia and Hernandez had a good little play just outside the tight box. But a dispossession by Forth and Graham prevented any chance. This is Hernandez with the right. Easy save for Carlos Arce Hurtado. Into the 28th minute. 0-0 in a win or go home setting for both of these teams. 3 versus 6 here in the Big West quarterfinals. Hustle by Perez, but feed up to Omerson. Look at the strides. 6'3" from Iceland, playing like a midfielder. Throw-in coming for Brady. Brady played all 110 minutes against Riverside 2 weeks ago today. Saw Glass, Forth, Boyle, and of course Arce Hurtado, all playing the complete game in the 1-1 tie at Riverside, while Souter, Padilla, Gonzalez, the three who never left the pitch. Hernandez picked off by Norman. Great play by the freshman. The feed, back corner. What a save by Gonzalez. That one threatened. And it had eyes for Jacob Glass. That Norway-Scotland connection nearly struck true here in the 29th. As a counterattack brewing, Panate dispossessed, and he's called for the foul. Good ball up to Perez, team leader with 4 goals. And Forth able to play it back. 15 minutes left in this first half, and there's another poor pass. Glass is picked off, moving the other way, Penate. Numbers in white. Good feedback to Hernandez. Leopoldo Hernandez takes one step. Forward in, what a chance, and it flicks wide. Arce Hurtado injured. Arce Hurtado, the back of the head. He's down, rubbing that back of the head at the moment. What a play by the junior from Tijuana. Once again, he continues to save the day, and we'll see how truly hard-headed he is. Nothing like the old rub it really hard and the pain will go away technique. No way he's leaving this match. A corner kick comes on the other end, and the defense is going to have to stand tall for a goalkeeper who's shaken off a hit to the head. And a good header by Graham. Another good header by Norman. Graham pokes it away, and he gets taken down. Graham will milk this one to give time to his goalkeeper to take a little bit of a rest as we enter the 31st. Just wait until you see that replay, because Arce Hurtado went down, put his body on the line, got in front of the storming 6'1" Garcia, who just ran right over him, but enough of a touch to flick it high and wide. Boyle succeeds it to Brady as the two of them play catch. Look at the hustle by Hernandez. It's just been a little bit more hustle today in the midfield from the Highlanders, and there's no doubt about it. But look at this hustle by Patterson. He nearly earns himself a corner. Which way do they point? And it's going to Cal Poly. A takedown and a set piece. Chances brewing here in the 32nd. Still scoreless between the Highlanders and the Mustangs. It looks to be Boyle, the set-piece magician. Try to keep an eye on a surging Patterson from the top of the box. Perez is always going to staple down near the goalie, try to cause havoc. It's a front post try, and it's headed away instantly. Into the 33rd minute. A lofty send-in. Good passing, though, by Riverside. Stays in the possession of the Mustangs. 5 shots from Riverside to just the 1 from Cal Poly. Ooh, and that one crunched off the ribs, it looked like, of Penate. The only shots on goal, just the 2 from Riverside. The one that was dangerous and the one that skipped in. Take away. Lieber, he sees a lot of white jerseys as Robertson cleaned up on the back line from Guerrero. Robertson, good steal. But Lieber gives it right away with a poor touch. Oh, Norman might have gotten an elbow to the nose, but I think he was close to being called for a hold anyways. Into Connor Lieber. Good flick back. Reminder that if you're just listening to this broadcast, you can click the watch button. We're simulcasting it on GoPoly.com. You sign up for a free account, You can watch this match video and audio for free by clicking the watch button on the schedule of men's soccer. You can do that for most sports when you see watch and listen, but when we're on the road, just want to click listen, because that's going to be the Cal Poly broadcaster. Watch will be the home broadcast for this weekend, should men or women or both advance to Irvine. Fourth foul against Cal Poly compared to Riverside's 5. And in the 35th minute, 10 away from half. Feels like one of those familiar matches, as it should, playing twice in 14 days. A 1-1 draw with nearly 100 scoreless minutes after the early goals. In fact, they've gone now 130 straight minutes without a goal facing each other. Panate around the corner, defended by Brady. Double team comes in Patterson. Panate taken down. Oh, that was a missed call, I thought, but waved away, much to the behest of the home support, as Riverside holds on and looked like their captain, UCR, was very upset with the no call. Now a pause as he's going to get a tongue lashing from Ian Anderson, our referee. Not to be mistaken with World Series champion Ian Anderson in Atlanta. Consistent good passing from the Highlanders, keeping them in this match. Flicked away by Fourth, and a throw-in coming in the 36th. Well, Wednesday night Big West men's soccer. Winner goes to the semifinal on Saturday at Irvine. Losers hit the golf course. Flicked up by Patterson, but sent in and kept in by Panate. Good move into the box. Still dancing. Fourth takes it away. Senior from Florida. Oh, and then another turnover in the midfield. It's been poor midfield play tonight from Cal Poly, a team that was predicted at least to be the favorite, the 3 seed versus the 6 seed. Winners of their last 2 compared to Highlanders, who have lost their last 2. But UC Riverside have been the aggressor since about the 6th minute. 5-1 in shots, 2-0 in shots on goal. As it seems like Cal Poly just trying to clear, and then when they hold possession in midfield, Riverside's been there. Grabbed by Fourth. Ooh, a flick that went by Norman, but I think it was intended for Lieber on the near side. It was just redirected by the defense. And now Panate trying to keep it in. Look at this. Every bounce thus far has gone Riverside's way as it continues to fall for the Highlanders. Ukar unable to keep it in, but off of Cal Poly. 38th minute, 0-0. You work all season to get to the Big West tournament. No matter what seed you are, you always have a chance to compete. Just got to win a couple matches and you're in the championship. Both of these teams have earned their spot, and the defenses have shown it. Panate with a good touch. Brady has no choice but to disengage, although he may get away with a push. And yes, it is a push on the far side from Garcia, so Brady has the ball. Omerson said, I'll take that touch by Perez. And now, 39 minutes in, we have our first substitutes as Perez and Lieber come off.
Substitutions for Cal Poly.
It's going to be Max Klein-Hamas and Ocean Solari. So a pair of forwards on the field for Steve Sampson here in his last match at home, retiring after this season as a late handball called against Robertson.
Max Klein-Hamas, number 45.
Klein-Hamas, usually number 38, in at 45 in this black jersey, and Solari, a freshman from La Jolla, coming off of a goal in the 28th, his first game-winning goal of his career. That was against Bakersfield. We'll see what those magical green shoes of Solari. He tries to split the defense. Sent away back to fourth. Robertson. Good read. Gonzalez off the line has been impressive, and he comes up a little hobbled. And we have both goalkeepers banged up a bit, but they're 5 minutes away from getting some rest. 0-0 in the 41st. On a chilly Wednesday evening in SLO. Might it be 1-1 here tonight? Oh, another poor pass. And a prayer thrown that Arce Hurtado just decides to clean up and give the Highlanders a throw-in, but not before a flurry of subs again. This time it's two in white.
Substitutions for UC Riverside. Coming into the game, number 10, Issa Banalia, replacing number 35.
So it's Issa
Also coming in for the Highlanders, number 11.
Badawiya.
Morrison, replacing number 9, Roberto Garcia Vargas.
As Garcia comes out. Badawiya in as a forward position.
Substitution for Cal Poly coming in number 46, Ori Bitten.
He wears that magical number 10 number and
Daniel Norman.
has the captain's sleeve as Norman comes out for Cal Poly. Issa does have 3 goals and 2 assists, so an aggressive forward. Someone to keep an eye on, a senior from Riverside. Oh, that's a dangerous pass right to Badawiya. He makes a move, and it's saved. Ricocheted towards the net. Again on the goal line, Graham shot in off the shoulder of glass. Oh my goodness, near disaster for the home support. Arce Hurtado furious. And a pass right into the box. Oh my goodness. Wow. Saved by Arce Hurtado on what looked to be a surefire goal by Badawiya. And then another chance with no goalkeeper in net, saved by Graham on the back line. This is Solari trying to get the fans going. Can Patterson run it down? I don't think so. 43rd minute and a late charge here in the last few of excitement. Nerves. A nervy pass could have cost the Mustangs there. Let's get another look at that as we see the replay. Back into live action now. Solari, he's been busy. This ball finds someone. Oh, it's a tackle in the box. Could this be a penalty? I think so. I think so. Anderson points to the spot, and the Mustangs, a lucrative chance in the 43rd. Solari. What a find. Look at this. It was a clear foul, stepping in front. No doubt about it. Ori Baton goes down. And who will take the penalty kick? Mustangs will go with the senior Andrew Forth, who's 1 for 1 from the spot this season. The team is 1 for 1 from the spot this season. Carlos Gonzalez takes a minute, trying to ice this Floridian in chilly temperatures. 2 minutes from halftime. And a beautiful ball from Solari. Fourth. Takes his time and misses wide left. He got a little cute with it. Had the entire left side of the net, and we stay scoreless. What a momentum shifter from a moment ago when it looked like the Highlanders had a sure goal. And now both teams can breathe here at 0-0 in the 43rd. A team that missed a penalty kick in the first minute of last year's Big West Tournament quarterfinal against Fullerton misses another one here in this year's quarterfinal in the waning minutes of the first half. And what will we see in this second half? "90 seconds until break. And Riverside has to feel the more confident now. They've pretty much dominated the statistics. 7-2 in shots, 3-0 in shots on goal, but Poly could very easily have 2 goals. Now Gonzalez will pick up. 60 seconds until the halftime. More midfield folly with 30 seconds to go. Maybe one last chance, and now a whistle blows. Riverside will have to hustle. 20 seconds to go in this half. Good D by Patterson. Cal Poly earns possession and the right to take their time. Not sure anything can happen in 10 seconds.
9, 8.
What an entertaining 45.
4,
If you joined us a little late, welcome to Win or Go Home Soccer. There's nothing like it. The swing of emotions from missed point-blank chances early, and then a save made by Josh Graham all alone in the net, followed by a penalty kick, just tailing one. And right off the bat, it looks like we're going to have a sub for Riverside as Dorian Morrison kicks it off, and we are off. 45 minutes to decide it, unless we need 20 of extra time, and then penalty kicks, which confidence has to be on the side of Riverside early due to the missed one. Both teams, I think, hoping that it's decided before PKs, with all of that air of doubt and unknown into the box. Switching sides as Cal Poly moves right to left in the black jerseys. You see Riverside the 6 seed, Poly the 3 seed. As the Highlanders look for their first win since October 13th. They're 0-2-2 since, as they limp into the tournament as the 6 seed. This is Morrison colliding with Boyle, getting away with a little bit of a push there. And then he boots it out for a Cal Poly throw-in. Graham, Forth, Norman, Glass, Boyle, Perez, Lieber, and Patterson for the Mustangs. With Gonzalez, Souder, Hernandez, Badawia, Morrison, Ukar, Osorio, Clark, Padilla, and Omerson for the visiting Highlanders. Those are the 22. Coming off of a draw 14 days ago. Beautiful through ball to number 10. There's that speed of Badawiya. Something about a number 10 streaking through the middle as it leads to now the third corner kick.
Corner kick for UC Riverside, 25, Herminio Padilla.
We'll see the southpaw send it in. Headed away there at goal. And then volleyed well high and wide by Osorio. What a season it's been for Carlos Arce Hurtado. Half a goal allowed per game, 83% save mark in conference play, 2.8 saves per game, and a conference high 5 shutouts as he flirts with a 6th. Should his offense produce? 49th minute, still scoreless. Solid crowd who have made noise all night when the time asked it to. As Robertson gets set for the throw-in. He played all 90 on Saturday in the 2-0 win at Bakersfield. The question in this second half will be who dominates the midfield possession. It was a one-sided first half in favor of UC Riverside when it comes down to these balls, these 50-50 balls that will eventually fall down to someone. And here a takeaway as Riverside produces the turnover. With the armband, Federico Ucar, junior from Uruguay. As Forth takes it over, and you're going to have to keep an eye on Andrew Forth. The propensity to try to do too much when you make a big mistake. He's going to have to keep his calm as a center back, as a good defensive play down there forces a counter. Graham steps in the way, and Clark, it's off on him. Good play by Graham with the back kick. Jackson Brady, bullied by Hernandez, who has been quite the bully here tonight. 6 foot from Sacramento, Leopoldo Hernandez. He had the goal against Cal Poly 2 weeks ago in the 1-1 tie, and now a takedown at midfield. Foul called. 8th foul for Riverside, 2 more than the host Mustangs. Late in the 51st minute. The second half has been quite a touch and feel midfield exhibition. Neither team has taken a look yet. Riverside had a corner kick booted away. This one off of Lieber. Threw ball out of bounds. So maybe a sloppy start to this second half. First half was fast and frenzied to start with a great chance by Cal Poly in the first 3 minutes. But I think both teams preventing the mistake here in the first 10 minutes of this second half. 0-0 Win or go home. No ties at this stage in the Big West tournament. Throw-in comes for Connor Lieber. Has 3 assists on the season, including the game-tying assists early on against Riverside. How far can he throw it? They're expecting this to go the distance. Nobody's stationed in front. A short hop. Sent away by Clark, so we'll see it again. I think I already saw this episode on the other side in the first half, where 4 times in a row, Riverside just kicked it right back towards him. This one a little loopier, a better pass as it falls for Brady. Headed forward to Glass. The chance! Oh, just off to the left, and it's deflected. No, they call it a goal kick. Boyle had a great opportunity, and he just couldn't curl it back. That's the intention, as you see a replay here of these throw-ins. The goal is to try to get it headed back to the top of the box, just like we saw it to Brady, who flicked it down, and Boyle just misses. I don't think I saw a touch there, so a good call by Ian Anderson, our referee. Here's a streaking UCR into the box. He goes down, and they're going to whistle it a goal. No, they're going to call it a penalty. Pointing to the blocks. Unbelievable.
Goal, Riverside.
No, not a goal. I don't think they ruled it a goal. I think it's a penalty kick. They let the play continue for a moment, and that's when the goal was scored, but I believe it was whistled a PK first as UCR sold it. And it's going to be Hernandez to take the shot. A penalty kick in the 54th. And look at Arce Hurtado stand just 1 foot away. It's all a mind game from here on out. Hernandez 1 for 1 from the spot this season. On a run from UCR, who went down pretty softly. Arce Hurtado taking his time. He cannot leave that line early. You know Ian Anderson will have an eye on it. It's the senior from Sacramento. Running up, and it's saved, but Hernandez cleans it up and scores! 4th goal of the season for Hernandez. And Riverside, a bit of a skirmish as well as Josh Graham steps on a defender for the Highlanders, and Arce Hurtado gets in on it as well. Drama in the 54th as the Highlanders take a 1-0 lead on the goal. As we take one more look at it, an incredible save, but you gotta try to grab it. Hard to ask, but an easy finish. Hernandez has now struck twice in 2 weeks against the Mustangs, and the question is, will there be any cards? A red card could be devastating for either team. Riverside has had red cards in back-to-back matches, and a yellow card is pulled for both Arce Hurtado and a Highlander player that I'll get the name of in a minute. Wow.
Yellow card on number 17 for Riverside.
So it'll go against Osorio.
And a yellow card on number 1 for Cal Poly, Arce Hurtado.
Better to have it against Arce Hurtado than Graham, and it looked like Graham was just cleaning up what Arce Hurtado and Osorio had started. Wow, what a save though, and then great follow through. Hat tip to both sides. And now we will see a little bit more push from the men in black. Everyone just trying to get a breather as the clock stopped at 53:29. And we resume play. Going for it all to Brady. And I wouldn't be surprised to see UC Riverside kind of step on the gas, too. They have been susceptible to the comeback. Oh, Norman gets bumped. And then Glass gets taken down, but it's a clean play. No, they play advantage instead to Riverside. That was an interesting decision. But it goes by the wayside on Osorio's kick deep. Oh, here's a stumble. But what are they going to pause the play for here? Oh, there's an extra ball that rolled onto the field. What is happening here in Spanos in the last 5 minutes? We've seen it all. Like the warm-up players accidentally back-kicked a ball into the playing field, and it took away what could have been a great chance for the Highlanders. So now a goal kick for Arce Hurtado. 35 minutes to go in this match. UC Riverside looking to pull off the stunner. They were 2018 Big West champs. Last year, 1-5-1 in the conference, the only win against Cal Poly. Oh, this ball in the box just behind Perez. Settled down by fourth. Still looking for their first shot on goal are the Mustangs, as Boyle had a great chance about 6 minutes ago. Into the box, sent away. Played up to Graham, who steps in front of Dorian Morrison, who had a look. And then a takedown that the fans don't like. Padilla, he may get whistled. Now, this is a Riverside team that is no stranger to the card. One of their best players, Yonik Pineda, suspended for this match. He had a red card in the 18th minute of their loss to UC San Diego. Down a man that early is going to be pretty hard against anybody. Then 2 matches ago against Santa Barbara, when their head coach, Tim Capello, got ejected with a red card. Osorio with the yellow, Clark with the yellow, Omarson and Morrison all with yellow cards in that skirmish. And even back to the Cal Poly match. Cal Poly had 5 yellow cards. Riverside had 3. Oh, nice play by Padilla, but it looked like he kicked it out of bounds, and they get the call. And you know that UC Irvine salivating, awaiting their opponent. They beat Cal Poly 1-0 at home and beat UC Riverside 2-0 at home. Since the goal, we've seen a lot of Highlander possession. Padilla hounded by Perez. Good flick back. Ukar taken away for the moment. That was a handball, but they're going to hold the whistle and let the play continue. A smart hold by the referee. Lieber, the field goal is good. That should be 3 points for Cal Poly. Instead, it's none, and it's 1-0. On Steve Sampson's last match in Spanos. Will it be his last match as the head coach at Cal Poly? Norman up to fourth, who missed the penalty kick in the 43rd. This match would be a whole lot different might that result had been reversed. And then a penalty kick given to Riverside. And a goal scored in the 54th. There's another dangerous tackle as Morrison gets whistled. But Riverside will very happily take the pace of the last 10 minutes. We're nearing the 60th. Into the 60th we go. 30 minutes left for Cal Poly to scrounge a goal or for Riverside to add insurance. It's been a magical season for the Mustangs. 5 wins in conference play, all 5 earned, including 3 ties with 5 shutouts by Arce Hurtado. Had that 0-0 result against Santa Barbara, which was big for the standings. The big finish to the season at Bakersfield as Arce Hurtado flicks this one over on a cross. So a 4th corner kick of the match for Riverside.
Corner kick for Riverside, number 25, Herminio Padilla.
Flicks his back post, headed towards the near post, but nobody there. A missed opportunity for the Highlanders. And now Boyle, not sure he's going to want to go through 3, including the 6'1" Hernandez. And look at the strides. And Hernandez a little too physical, though. What a costly mistake. He had help, and Cal Poly tries to quickly re-enter, but the referee is still having a conversation with Hernandez. A set piece in the 62nd as the black headband wearing Jackson Brady sends in a pretty one. Ball still alive. This is dangerous, and it just pokes high off of the head of Andrew Forth. That one looked good for a long while, as anytime the ball can poke around up top like that.
Riverside coming into the game, number 16, Christian Seha, replacing number 17, Carlos Osorio.
And you hear Osorio's going to come out for Christian Seha, midfield freshman from Napa. Padilla works it forward. The double team on Brady. Brady gets out of it. 63rd minute, 1-0 Riverside on a penalty kick goal in the 54th. And then a pass for Robertson. Can't be corralled. It's another turnover, and this time in the attacking zone for the Highlanders. No subs in the second half yet. I'm a little surprised some of the regulars for Cal Poly. We've seen a few of them. Saw Ocean Solari make an impact. Won't take long for him to come back in, I presume. Ori Bitton was the one who drew the penalty kick. No Logan Thralls, no Jackson Kessler, if you're wondering. And no Yonik Pineda, suspended with the red card last match for UC Riverside. You'll see the Highlanders really slow down their tempo. Every second counts as Arce Hurtado snags the line drive. 64th minute, and a slippery boot. Falls for Perez. And then Kicked out from behind by Agustin Guerrero, as we'll have our first sub, and it's that green cleated Ocean Solari. As well as Ori Baton, as Norman comes out and Robertson come out. Those were the two that synced up, Ori and Ocean.
For Cal Poly, number 46, coming in Ori Bitton. Replacing number 12, Daniel Norman.
Well, that's a good, smart kick by Baton. Or excuse me, that's Lieber out there. It's going to be a throw-in for Cal Poly right around that spot where they had their last open chance. It was Lieber who threw it. Try to replicate that. Riverside puts a couple more jerseys up front, although the header's direction to Bitton. Good knee forward to Solari, and it's kicked out for a corner kick. No, it's a throw-in, pardon me. Saw the point by the referee, but he was mistaken. Oh, dangerous play forward by Guerrero in front of his own goalkeeper, but it works out as he gets the head on it. Got to have a little bit more communication there if you're Gonzalez. Maybe kind of loud here. But if you have the open lane to grab it, you always want to make sure that there's no head. Forward for Perez, he's dispossessed. And it goes the other way. Linesman points, white ball, and it's turned over at midfield. 66th minute, Mustangs trail 1-0. But this one's gonna fall for a streaking Brady. Great stop. Ukar gets in the way. He's been the MVP today, defensively, and then drawing the PK. Ukar looking for a give and go with Morrison, and a foul is called on Glass, who has been barking at the referee all night. Oh, a pass right to Patterson. Taken away, though, and then played forward. Good flick up. Cal Poly 3-1-1 in their last 5 against UC Riverside. Or excuse me, 3-2-1. They're 0-2-1 in their last 3. The only conference win in 2019 from Riverside came against Cal Poly. But 1-6 at home in their last 7. So all the signs point to something between Tim Capello and his ability to knock off the Mustangs. But this one has been a wasted opportunity time and time again early on. That's a good takeaway by Ukar, but a body by Graham gets in front of a lunging Badawia. '69th minute. A 1-0 lead for the visitors in a very physical match. 1 yellow card on each side, and that was due to the skirmish after the goal between midfielder Osorio and the goalkeeper Arce Hurtado. This is good possession, something that we haven't seen much in the midfield. Lieber dispossessed from behind. Connor Lieber was almost surprised to get the pass from Brady, and his reaction time cost him. Now a throw-in entering the 70th minute. 25 to go. Season on the line for the Mustangs, the 3 seed. The 4 seed Bakersfield already has fallen tonight as Davis will move on to Santa Barbara. Look at this boot towards the back corner, but no one there. That was a good look from Boyle, and we'll have subs. Looks like just one from Riverside and one from Cal Poly. As Garcia comes back in, he's had some rest. And is this Colley? I think Nathan Colley will make his match debut. Freshman from Danville. He played 90 minutes. Started and nearly went the distance in the tie against Riverside 2 weeks ago. As Colley gets, excuse me, that's Patterson, 26-25. Patterson gets targeted off of the goal kick. And a poor header.
Cal Poly coming in number 25, Nathan Colley, replacing number 6, Andrew Ford.
We're also going to see Carson Klein come in as he stretches into the 71st minute. A lot of these volleying, which Riverside will gladly handle and be okay with, and now we've got an injury. It looks like Omerson, and that could be a big blow if he truly is hurt. Emmanuel Perez, ever the pest, hovering around as the time is stopped. That's the one big difference here. Graham is going to grab his captain, but first tell Leopoldo Hernandez to get off of him. Just a little bit on stake, don't you think? Win or go home for these seniors, potentially their last matches ever. As Omerson's going to work his way to his feet from Garda Bayer, Iceland. Talked about this in the beginning. If you ever see that A-E combo, when the A and the E are the same letter, it's like Iyer. So like B and then that A-E combo, it's Bayer. So Garda Bayer, Iceland. And look, Jacob Glass is going to ask to give it to Riverside, and now he said, all right, I mean, if you're going to give it to us, we'll hold on to it. That was interesting. Intended for Solari. Not a lot of good blood between these two teams. A little bit of bad blood. I mentioned there were 9 yellow cards in their last meeting 14 days ago. 6 from Cal Poly. As now Klein will come in. Perez and Boyle taking a breather. I think Boyle's going to come back in, though. He's just grabbing some water. So Perez checks out. He needed a mental breather as well. Oh, looks like Boyle is out as well. Trying to get clarification on who checked in for him.
Carson Klein replacing number 18, Emmanuel Perez. Also for Cal Poly coming in number 12, Daniel Norman.
Oh, Norman checks back in for Boyle into the 72nd minute. Less than 20 minutes to go in this quarterfinal bout. Surprised we haven't seen the tempo ratcheted up from Cal Poly because they still have time, so you can't send everyone forward. But you have to think about maybe pulling a defender for someone attacking like a Klein Hammes. Good move at the far side by Patterson. He's been quiet today and forces the corner.
Corner kick for Cal Poly, number 33, Ocean Solari.
Solari will take the corner kick. Nope. Pulled by Brady. From Christchurch, New Zealand. He's got Solari in front in the 73rd. A drifting corner headed away. Guerrero at 6'3" got all of it. And a turnover gives the ball back to the Highlanders. Cal Poly women's soccer tomorrow in the semifinals at Irvine. Right here on GoPoly.com. Zachary Anderson will be on the call. Brady moves it forward. Held at midfield, though. This is Seha. Very mature moment a few plays ago by Josh Graham to pull Emmanuel Perez out of a potential taunting call for just getting in the grill of Omerson, who was injured. Perez now on the bench with Boyle. Those are two vital pieces down the stretch that Sampson will want healthy. Patterson easily taken away by Ukar. That one didn't go out of bounds, but Patterson called for the push. Oh, a physical fall. Oh, Jacob Glass goes down hard on his head. That did not look enjoyable, but with no time to waste, he gets right back on his feet. Now, this is college. They would have stopped the clock. But Glass will use the Arce Hurtado method and just shake it off, literally. A little bit of shaking, rubbing. And a poor header by Ukar. A rare mistake by the captain for the Highlanders. What a run it's been for the Fredonia State alum, former Syracuse assistant coach, took over in 2013 as an interim head coach, won a Big West South title in 2014 and the Big West Championship in 2018 for Tim Capello. Could this be a statement run for UC Riverside as they head into the final stretch? 75th minute and a push down that is not called. Instead, it goes out of bounds off of Graham, and he's holding his upper thigh. I would anticipate you want to text some friends for the last 15 minutes, because win or lose, Cal Poly is going to go down swinging. What do we have here? A stoppage? There's a light mist that has now entered the fold. Almost looks like smoke overhanging here at Spanos. But that can't be why they stopped play. There's got to be a reason. Someone alerted our head official, Ian Anderson, of something. Maybe someone was encroaching on the play in the corner. Regardless, they re-enter, and it's a chance for Ukar right off of the stoppage. Then Federico runs out to the corner of the box and loses it out of bounds for a goal kick. Man, one more goal, and you feel like that could do it for Riverside. By the way that their defense has played, 0 shots on goal for Cal Poly. As Leopoldo Hernandez comes back in for Badawia. Hernandez, 2 goals in 2 matches against Cal Poly. And it's getting a little wet. You see the slip there at midfield by Bitten. And then the intentional slide to keep it from Garcia's possession. Padilla, triangle offense. Ooh, Penate took that one from, I think it was that Thralls, or no, excuse me, no Thralls, from Graham. And he's going to get called for a tough luck handball because that one was launched from a foot away. 78th minute. And there is no time to rest. Full steam ahead for the Mustangs. This is Ocean. Trying to part the seas, and he'll get a corner kick. Will it be Brady or Solari? Jackson Brady will slow things down and allow for his tall defenseman to get in the box. Josh Graham says, hold on a second. I'm 6'2". Give me a chance. Oh, a good-looking corner kick. Headed just wide by Graham. That's the first corner out of the 4 for Cal Poly that they've been able to get a good look. Now we sit 12 minutes away from the final whistle. 12 minutes away from a wave goodbye to the legendary head coach Steve Sampson. Spent some time with the LA Galaxy. Santa Clara for 64 wins. 1989 co-champions of the NCAA. It's the 7th season here in SLO. Announced just 2 weeks ago that he would step down. Colley. Oh, Solari was expecting Brady to be there, and it's another midfield turnover. Has to be at least the 25th. And then Hernandez dribbles out of bounds, and we have 3 substitutes as Fourth comes back in, along with the combo of Perez and Boyle, and it's going to be those two, Perez and Boyle, tasked upon to generate a play. Solari flicks it forward to himself, and it's cleared easily. Perez trying to start something. Curled in from Brady, back corner, and it's easy for Gonzalez. All the chances today from Andrew Forth. And it stemmed with that penalty kick miss, and since then, a flat Cal Poly team for the last 40 or so minutes. Into the 81st, less than 10 minutes to go as Norman dispossesses Penate. And they somehow get it right back to him quickly. Forth is hobbled, and he's going to have to come out. He looks to his bench. They're trying to play Andrew at a little bit of a center mid position instead of his usual center back. But he is not at 100%. We'll see if Sampson notices. It's a substitute coming in for Tim Capello instead. A team that was picked to finish 7th versus the Mustangs, who were picked to finish 8th. What do the coaches know? As both teams creep into the top 6, playing for a chance at the championship next weekend. The winner will have to beat Irvine on Saturday. You can hear the contingent here urging on their home Mustangs. The last time these fans will watch soccer until next August here in SLO. Played it back to Arce Hurtado. He's been brilliant tonight. The only blemish, a penalty kick saved and then scored. Oh, this was dangerous with Gonzalez. Luckily, he finds solace in the sidelines. Into the box, and another strong defensive play by the Highlanders. A Highlander team that has been bleeding defensively, and look at the counter. This is where you see Cal Poly having to inch forward. Lieber gets away with a pull, and it's a takeaway, a pivotal one. 5 goals allowed in their last 2 matches for Riverside. Oh, and a lazy pass picked off by Omerson. He's going to take a rip. No, he keeps going, and he's taken down. May even be better for Cal Poly that they may get a card on this because it stops the clock. But a obvious foul. One you had to take 2 to prevent a breakaway. And because of the foul, the clock is stopped. Six minutes and change left in this match. And what could be a dagger coming up. Clark lines up along with Hernandez. My money's on Hernandez. Clark's on the right side, Hernandez on the left. A large wall, a 5-man wall. And it's Clark whipping it high. Southpaw from South Florida. Couldn't quite get all of it. And the clock ticks into the 84th we go. Cal Poly, just under 7 minutes left with no injury time, no added time in college soccer. They've got to get this goal before it hits 90. This chip in, falls to Solari. Ocean poked away though, and the white jerseys have been blanketing. Good defense by Lieber to outrun Garcia, and it gives the Mustangs another chance offensively to reset. A Riverside team that has allowed 12 goals in 9 matches, including 5 of their last 2. But they have stood tall here tonight and force another turnover. You know they're going to take some time in the attacking zone. Ball out of bounds, stays Riverside. Carlos Gonzalez has not had to make a save today. His defense has done it all for them. He's watched a penalty kick miss and a header miss, and that's been pretty much all of the offense mustered today by the Mustangs. But it could have been enough had they both gone in. And a second half PK, so far the difference early in this second half. Since then, all defense from the Highlanders. Ooh, that nearly a handball from Patterson. He gets away with it. Good stop over in the corner and prevention from going out for a corner. But it stays with Glass. His touch an errant one, he runs it down. Good to see Jacob okay after that head injury earlier. Back into the corner in Patterson. He will force a throw-in from the very depths of the corner, just under that overhanging tree. 4.5 minutes left. It's been Lieber with the throws. as he sends one into the box. Oh, a good read by Panate. We'll see if he can outrun Connor. That was a flanked kick, intended into the corner, and instead Cal Poly with possession. 4 minutes to go. Really could have burned at least another minute off of that clock if you're Riverside. But a lot of these wasted efforts, we're not really seeing too many formulated plays. We need to get a Ted Lasso play in there if you're Cal Poly. Last-ditch effort. Ocean Solari has provided a spark as this cross is deflected. Poked up by Lieber. He can stop Brady. Or excuse me, Forth. And that's a horrid cross by Andrew Forth. Clock stopped with substitutes coming in for Riverside at 86:40.
Coming in for the Highlanders, number 22, Adrian Meade Tatum, replacing number 19, Brendan Clark. Also coming in for the Highlanders, number 10, Isabella Rio.
Graham trying to fire up the bench, fire up the crowd. Still time for Cal Poly to find an equalizer. Oh, and the fresh legs of Badawia. Run down by Lieber, though. What an effort. These defenders have all been working their tails off for Cal Poly, but just the one penalty kick saved and then scored on a very weak call. But when you call one penalty minutes after half, I'm not going to criticize Ian Anderson too much for calling the other. Oh, Brady's touch up to Solari, poked away. 2.5 minutes left. True desperation time. Worked up to Boyle, haven't said his name in a while. Oh, and the wet grass eats him up. How much time can Garcia kill as we near the 89th minute? A shove of glass, and Jacob takes it over. And then he's pulled down, and it's a goal kick. Into the 89th. Less than 2 minutes to go. Season on the line here in the Big West quarterfinals. Forth pokes it up to Patterson into the box. You may want to just fall here and see if you can get a call. No, it's saved instead at the goal line, and it goes out for a corner. The fans trying to believe. They bring up Arce Hurtado. All 10 players near the box with 80 seconds to go. Who else but Neil Boyle? Low line drive, headed away, and we'll have a throw in now. And Arce Hurtado trying to decide, you might as well stay, Carlos. You might as well stay. If it's going the other way, it's over anyways. Here's a cross. A lot of contact. Glass couldn't win the header. 1 minute left. You got to keep it in. Oh, it's a poor touch by Lieber. He saves it, though, and it's going the other way. A foul on Lieber, and that should do it. You can't shoulder touch that one. You have to try to head that back into the attacking zone. And Riverside can take their time. 40 seconds left in this match. What a whistle there. How about knowing the time? Letting them play. And Riverside will send it to the corner. Still 30 seconds to go. You got to push it forward here if you're Brady. They get it back to Arce Hurtado. 20 seconds to go. 15 seconds left. And Badawia in the corner. Riverside with 8 seconds left. The 6th seed trying to repeat some magic from 2018 as the Highlanders come into SLO and beat the Mustangs 1-0.